We'll call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals. Would you please stand for the pledge? Jared, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley.
Here.
Veronica Buchanan.
Here.
Jerry Sartain. Joe Machoto.
Here.
Michael Rather.
Here.
Jared Barrett.
Here.
Zane Cantrell.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Okay, you have the minutes before you from the last meeting. Are there any changes or additions to the minutes?
No one has any changes. I move to approve them.
Have a motion to be approved. We have a second. Have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. They are approved. We have a number of fireworks stands that are before us, and we'll take the Surefire fireworks first, those four, and we'll ask our staff to give us the information on each one of them. Then we'll go back and have a motion on starting with A, and then after that we'll do TNT, and then we'll do the next five, which are absolute. But we'll vote on each one individually, and we'll have a public hearing on each one individually. Mr. Farley, you have a comment for those who are making applicants.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to make sure that the applicants were aware, and that this way it wouldn't be a surprise to them, that the county a couple of years ago has adopted the fire codes, the 2012 fire codes, and in that it's a requirement that fireworks stands need to be on a solid surface, and that way if it's grassy, it's not, they can't do it, but it's got to be on a solid surface such as gravel, pavement, concrete, or something like that. And I just don't want them to be surprised when it comes down to it and they get set up and then an inspector comes out and finds that. So in these here, I want to make sure that we go through and that's the case on these. And I appreciate you letting me let them know that.
Applicants, you heard that, and there will be folks that will be coming from our staff to check to make sure it is on a solid surface. So please let your owners know that is a requirement this year. Okay, the first item we have is the Surefire fireworks and on the Las Casas Pike. What do you have on that, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you, and good afternoon, board members. Glad you're here. Today, the part of Daniel Glauner is being played by me, Doug DeMasi. So just want you to know that Danielle talked to her a little earlier. She's doing well. Baby's doing well. She misses everybody, but everybody's doing real well, so I just wanted to pass that along to you. This first piece of property is 2712 Las Casas Pike. It's one of three properties in the area which is zoned for commercial services, which do allow for these type of uses. It's developed as a convenience store gas station. There's a property to the, there's developed property both to the east and west, which is there's a dent repair business right to the north, as well as a Dollar General retail store directly to the south, and then residential uses across the street. Just to kind of give you an idea, this is looking at the site from across the street. This would be looking on the site, looking to the, I guess that'd be the northeast, looking back down toward Murfreesboro to the southwest, and this is looking directly across the street. The applicant is looking to do a temporary special exception, for the sale of fireworks from June 20th to July 5th. They're looking to do a 30 by 60 tent in this parking lot. Hours of operation would be 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Signs, temporary signs, everything would be consistent with our regulations in the sign ordinance. We have seen this application in the past. Actually, all of the applications we'll be looking at today for fireworks we have seen in the past. And from what I've been told from our code staff, none of these have received any complaints. So that's basically what our report is on this one. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Go ahead to the next one.
Yes, sir. The next application, excuse me, is for a piece of property at 6044 Lebanon Pike. This is developed as a convenience store gas station as well. It's located at the intersection of West Jefferson Pike and Lebanon Pike. As far as the dates in operation goes, June 20th again through July 5th. They're looking to do a 40 by 30 tent with hours of operation from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. This request has also been approved for multiple years from 2008 to 2015. As you can see, again, looking at the site from across the street, this is actually on the site. You can see the traffic light in the background there. That's Jefferson Pike and Lebanon Pike right there, looking back onto the property. And again, another shot looking back down to the south. Does anybody have any questions on this? Yes, sir.
I just got a statement, not a question. This appears to be one of the ones I was bringing up.
Yes, that's correct. I believe this
It's going to be on the grass.
Right.
Go ahead, the next one.
Yes, sir. Looking at the next property, this is 5855 Shelbyville Highway. Sorry, I misflipped to my page here. This is located on, again, Shelbyville Highway, right past Ellis Drive. It's one of two properties in this area, which is zoned commercial neighborhood. The property directly to the north of it, it's under common ownership, but the property to the north is developed as a convenience store and gas station. Again, the dates are the same, June 20th through July the 5th. Tent's a little bit different, 30-foot by 50-foot tent. 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. would be your hours of operation. Again, signage would be, according to our ordinances, what they're allowed to have. And this is another one that's been, I know we've approved this one for several years as well. This is on the site, looking to the north. This would be looking back to the south. Looking across the street, you can see the Dollar General located across the street. And I'll be happy to answer any questions on this one as well.
No questions.
Would you like me to continue? Go ahead. Okay. The next site is for property located at the intersection of Highway 99 and Clear Ridge Drive. This is out in the Rockville community. They are also looking for temporary special exception approval for the sale of fireworks. The site, as far as the dates and everything, are pretty much the same, June 20th through July 5th. Again, a 30 by 50 tent, hours of operation 9 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week. Again, the same site. This has previously been approved since 2008 through last year. They are proposing a couple of banners, but again, everything is consistent with our regulations. They'll have to make sure that they're approved for that. So this is looking at the site. You can kind of see the sign on the kind of the right-hand, middle right-hand side of the property there. This is looking up toward the north. You see it's immediately adjacent to the Dollar General, and we'll see another site on the Dollar General property here in just a moment. This is looking back down as you're going out Highway 99 toward Eagleville and looking directly across the street from the property. And there's the surrounding zoning. It's right before you get to the Blackman School, or I'm sorry, the Rockville schools. I'd be happy to answer any questions on this one.
Okay, thank you. We'll hold up at this point. Do we have anyone here representing your Surefire Fireworks? If you'd stand, you don't have to come up here, just stand so we'll know that you're here. Let's take the first item before us, number A, at 2712 Las Casas Pike. We'll open that for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. To have a motion on it.
Move be approved.
Have a motion to be approved. Do have a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan,
Yes.
Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. The next item we have for Surefire Fireworks is at 6044 Lebanon Pike. We'll open that for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
I'll make a motion, we approve it, and with the added condition that they have a solid surface where it's placed at.
Okay. We have a second.
Second.
Second. Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan,
Yes.
Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. The next item is at 5855 Shelbyville Highway. We'll open that for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on it. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
I move to approve it to make sure, and also make sure that they have solid surface at the tent.
Okay, and you're moving approval.
Approve it.
Have a second.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan. Yes. Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. The next item we have is the intersection of Highway 99 and Clear Ridge Drive. We'll open that for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on it. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
Motion to approve the request.
Have a motion to be approved. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan. Yes. Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. Surefire fireworks have been approved. The next item we need to go on to the TNT fireworks. Take that separate.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. As you stated, this next application is for TNT Fireworks. It's located at 6137 Epps Mill Road. The request, again, is for a temporary firework tent. The subject property is developed as a truck stop, convenience store, gas station. It's the Love's Travel Stop down there off of the Epps Mill Road interchange. The applicant is seeking approval for the dates June 21st through July 5th. They are requesting a slightly smaller tent, but 20 by 60 foot tent in the parking lot. Hours of operation will be 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week, and open until midnight on July 4th. This application has been approved since 2008 through 2015 as well. Just to give you just a sense of the surrounding area there. This is looking down Epps Mill Road. This is looking at it from across the street, the Love's Travel Stop there. You can see that's the site in question. This is looking back on the property and looking back down toward the interstate. I'll be happy to answer any questions on this item.
Any questions?
Oh, I'm
we
sorry,
have
but-
anyone here representing TNT Fireworks, okay? Just,
If I could add one thing on this one, Mr. Chairman, I've neglected to say. This, as part of the approval of this application as well, they're always granted, they've asked for a temporary variance because this is a little closer to the property line than what's allowed in the ordinance. Again, this has been something that this is consistent through all the times they've asked. So just, I wanted to mention that as well.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
I move to approve it.
Have a motion to be approved. Have a second.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan. Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. Now, the next 5 items are absolute fireworks. Would you go ahead and go through those, please?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This next property is 5975 Lebanon Pike, again, for a temporary firework tent. The subject property is developed as a commercial shopping center. Basically, it's a Dollar General. We'll go through some of the pictures here in just a minute. Dates, pretty much consistent with the others. June 20th through July 3rd would be 9 a.m. to midnight. 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then on the 4th and 5th of July, it'd be 9 a.m. to midnight, so a little bit later on those last couple days. They're looking to do a 60-foot by 30-foot tent on the property, and this has been a request that we've seen several times in the last several years since 2010. This is standing on the site. You can see the sign in the foreground there, looking at it directly across the street. This is looking up to the north on Lebanon Pike. This is looking back down to the south toward Murfreesboro. You can see the sign and what's in that plaza. And this is looking at the site from across the street. They'll be located in the parking area. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have on this site.
Questions, comments? Go ahead to the next one.
Yes, sir. Next site is 2706 Las Casas Pike. The property is developed again as a commercial shopping center. I believe it's another Dollar General. The surrounding area does include a convenience store. You'll notice that right to the north there was a application we approved just a little earlier on the agenda. So there'll be firework tents adjacent to each other on this site right through here. They've looked at this site. Well, the board's approved this site from 2011 through 2015. Again, 30 by 60 foot tent. The hours are the same from the last application, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. for the except for the July, well, actually this one, I'm sorry, this one's consistent throughout. 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week from June 20th through July 5th. The hours of operation would extend slightly to midnight on July 4th, so this one is just a touch different than the last one. Again, this is looking at the site directly from across the street. This is looking, you can see the site that we looked at earlier. This is looking back down toward Murfreesboro to the southwest, and this is looking directly across the street. And I'll be happy to answer any questions on this application.
Any questions? Go ahead to the next one, please.
Sure. This is for a piece of property at 6121 Highway 99. The subject property is again developed as a commercial shopping center. You'll see it's a Dollar General once again. Consistent with their other applications, a 30 by 60 foot tent. Hours of operation would be 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week, and then again open a little later on the 4th and 5th. It looks like 9 a.m. to midnight. They're looking to install, again, signage consistent with our regulations, and this is the second time that we have seen this particular request. The first time was last year. Again, our codes department has indicated there were no complaints with this particular site. So this is looking at the site directly from across the street. This would be looking back down toward Murfreesboro, looking out toward Eagleville. You can kind of see the sign in the foreground there, but then you can barely see there's a smaller sign in the background, which is for the other site we looked at. So they'll be adjacent on this site as well. And again, looking across the street. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Go ahead to the next one, please.
Sir. Next property is for 9243 Old Nashville Highway. This is located at the intersection of Baker Road and Old Nashville Highway. The property pretty much is it's just a large property right now. The surrounding area does include a mini storage facility and some single-family residences. They are looking to do a 30 by 60 foot tent on this property. Hours of operation are consistent with their past applications. Again, signage will be consistent with what's allowed in the zoning ordinance. Just to give you an idea of the surrounding area. This will be looking back on the property right here from across the street. And I'll be happy to answer any questions on this one.
Questions? Comments? Go ahead to the next one, please.
Sure. This is for property located at 3892 Shelbyville Pike. There is an existing establishment on the property. I believe it's called the Empty Bottle. There's also across the street from the county's rock quarry, and there's auto repair sales in the area as well as some single-family homes. You can see from this picture here, it's located directly across from the county's quarry that they have. Again, they're looking to do 30 by 60 foot tent on the property. Hours of operation are pretty much the same from their previous applications with slightly extended hours on the last couple of days they're allowed to be operating. Again, we have seen this one in the past. This is a piece showing, this is looking at, on the site, looking across the street at the county's quarry. This is looking back up to the north toward Murfreesboro. This is looking out as you're going to drive out toward Shelbyville and looking at it from across the street. I'll be happy to share any questions on this one.
Questions on this one? Thank you. Now we'll go back to Section F. If those of you who are representing the Absolute Fireworks, would you please stand? Okay, make sure we have someone here. The first item we have is at 5975 Lebanon Highway. We'll open that for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion to be approved. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Have a second. Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan. Yes. Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. Approved. The second one is at 2706 Las Casas Pike. We'll open that for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on it. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
I move to approve.
Have a motion to be approved. We need a second. Have a second. Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan,
Yes.
Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. The next item we have for absolute fireworks is at 6121 Highway 99. We'll open that for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on it. Close the public hearing. We'll entertain a motion, please.
Move to be approved, Mr. Chairman.
A motion be approved. I need a second.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan,
Yes.
Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. The next absolute fireworks is at 9243 Old Nashville Highway. We'll open that for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on it. Close the public hearing. Have a motion on it.
I move to approve.
Have a motion to be approved. Second.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan, Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. And the last absolute fireworks is at 3992 Shelbyville Pike. We'll open that for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on it. Close the public hearing. I'll entertain a motion on it.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve the request, and also, I'm not sure, but I think there may be a little grass in this area here too, but just to make sure to add the surface in there.
Okay, done. Do we have a second? Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan,
Yes.
Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. Absolute fireworks have been approved with a solid surface. Okay? Thank you for laboring through these. The next item is a request by Leanna Church of Christ. This is in the Leanna community on the Silver Springs Highway. They're asking for a variance or relief to allow an internal illuminated sign. And if I recall, we've had that sign. I remember when they added on to the church and we approved that sign at the time. Somehow it didn't get into the record. So what do you have on that, Doug?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. As you stated, this property is located at 4198 Sulphur Springs Road. They are seeking a variance from Section 1205B of the zoning ordinance that only permits external lighting and automatic changeable copy messages, which would be digital lighting, which is limited, that would be limited to 25% of the sign area as a digital sign. The face of the sign will measure 8 by 5, or a total of 40 square feet, and they wish to internally light the sign. The existing sign on the property apparently has been lit for quite some time. When they came in and were wanting to replace the sign, unfortunately, we couldn't find any record as to when this happened, so we couldn't prove it one way or another as to whether or not it was grandfathered or not. So after discussion, the applicant was advised to just go ahead and seek the variance to allow them to continue to have the sign on the property. Just to give you an idea of the area here, this is the a shot from across the street of the church. This is kind of a panoramic view that our GIS planner did. The road really doesn't curve like that. But you can see the existing sign in the background right in there. And looking back down, Lena to the south. And looking directly across the street. And again, it's another panoramic shot. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Again, the bigger reason this is coming before you is just because we couldn't prove one way or another if it was legally established or not. So it's, when you have a grandfathered use, something that's what's termed legally non-conforming, that means we know that it was legally established to begin with, and then somewhere along the line the rules changed, but they're allowed to continue with what they had already been approved. We just couldn't find record as to when this was approved. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions from board members? Any comments? I personally know this group down there in Leanna. They're fine neighbors to everyone. They've been there established for years and years, and they are a very strong congregation with a lot of really strong people that are members. So I I could recommend this personally. Do we have folks here representing? We do. So they're here, and we appreciate the fine work that you guys are doing out in Leanna and continue to do. Very fine congregation. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on it. Close the public hearing. We'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Have a
Second.
motion to be approved.
Second.
Have a second. Call roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan, Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is approved. Thank you for being here. The next item is a request by Jason Roller, who is requesting a special exemption to establish a home business, and this involving a music studio. What do you have on that, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. This piece of property is located at 1051 Laramie Court. The special exception approval he's asking for is for the establishment of a major home-based business involving a music studio upon property that's zoned for medium-density residential purposes. We'll get to, this is the house in question. The property is about an acre in size. It's located in the Harrison Glen subdivision, The immediate area is pretty much all developed as single-family homes and also are zoned RM, similar to this piece of property as well. The applicant does desire to get this special exception in order to do a home-based business, a major home-based business for use as a music studio. No persons, in addition to the applicant, will be employed. It's pretty much just him. Customers will be seen really by appointment only. His hours of operation would be Monday through Saturday at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The big issue that comes into play with this is the addition that he's proposing to make is just a little bit larger than what we could approve administratively for a home-based business. If you're within an accessory structure, you're limited to 500 square feet administratively. If it's an attached building, you're limited to 25% of the area of the home. This is a pretty large addition, so it's going to go above and beyond that. As far as the standards for home-based businesses, our staff report was very thorough in stating that, it was pretty obvious to us that it appears to meet the conditions for home-based businesses and that he should be able to keep the property in compliance. One of the issues that was addressed from the applicant's material that he submitted had to do with the noise. Of course, for this type of business, he plans on soundproofing the building. That way sound can't get in or get out. So in that sense, basically the neighbors really wouldn't know what he was doing unless he told them what he was doing. So with that, unless there's any questions, which I'll be happy to answer, the applicant may have additional comments, and you may want to make some comments at this point.
Questions, concerns, or comments?
I have a concern, making sure that he follows the setbacks, whoever his contractor is.
Yes, sir.
So just make sure that he understands that he needs to
Right,
get.
absolutely. And what will have to happen is before he makes this addition, he'll have to come do a zoning compliance form. Whenever you do an addition that's attached to a home, it has to meet the same setbacks as a principal structure does. And based on what he's got drawn out here, it looks like he'll be okay. He has to keep a 10-foot side setback off of that. As long as he can do that, then he should be fine.
Any other comments?
Just about customers, he needs a place for them not to back out in the street.
Well, you can kind of see he's got a little bit of a turnaround. Well, it looks like he's got a side entry garage, so they could kind of pull up and back
I
around.
don't have any idea how many customers we're talking about.
The applicant would probably be able to answer that a little better than I could.
Any other comments? Do we have anyone here representing this request? Do we have any questions of these folks? We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on it. Close the public hearing. I'll entertain a motion.
I move for approval.
Okay, we have a motion to be approved.
Second.
Have a second. Call roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Veronica Buchanan, Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is approved. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Do we have anything else, Doug?
That was the last case we have, and I have nothing further.
Okay, we appreciate Doug being here. sitting in for Danielle. Danielle, we miss you a whole lot, so I'm sure you're watching tonight while you're holding that baby. And we'd rather have you than Doug, but Doug's all right. Yeah, she's prettier. That's what they say. Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.